Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Lizard Brains podcast. I'm your host, DJ Allison Drini. I'm joined by my co-host, Tom O'Gorman, who's making fun of me right now. What's up, Tom? How's it going?
I saw you cough right before the intro. It took everything in my power not to jump you. I love doing that to you when you start coughing.
You know what? No, all the headphone listeners do not appreciate that, Tom, because look, if somebody's sitting in their car, it's completely fine. But if somebody's listening to our voices via headphones, every little lip smack, like throat noise, something is just like in their ears.
There are some podcasts when I listen on my AirPods that I have to like turn off for that reason. So if we ever do that to you, I am so sorry. I have that ailment as well. I shared with DJ this weekend. I actually have it with two things. One of them is sometimes eating, but not really eating. The other one that's horrible, if your phone is off of mute and your keyboard makes that little like ticking noise when you type, especially Facebook Messenger. Oh my God, it's the worst noise. It's like I need to crawl out of my own skin. I need to get out of there. Cannot get away from that noise fast enough.
Tick, 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 tick.
What kind of, yeah. I don't know what that's, like nails on a chalkboard. What's your trauma?
Look,
now it's time for you to share a phobia.
Nothing that weird. Nothing that weird. I feel like I'm a completely normal human. I don't know why that happened. At least
I know a lot of people who have it with styrofoam.
What about styrofoam? I don't, you know what?
Like the noise that it makes, they can't handle it.
I think like Lul, I just thought about it and it just gave me the freaking chills. Like chewing cotton.
Maybe you have that.
Chewing cotton. No, I thought about chewing cotton. Like that's the thing.
Ooh.
That's like just the way it feels in between your molars. I keep thinking about it. Crap.
You know, I got my not tonsils. What do you get? Wisdom teeth out. And I don't recall that. And I can't think of any other scenario why I'd have cotton in my mouth.
It could be like a t-shirt or anything. Just some fabric.
Yeah, no, that's not great.
It's got to get to the molars.
I tried it, audience. No, I'm not going back there. We can move on from this. How's it going? How was your weekend?
I thought about it again. It keeps messing me up.
Sam Doherty's here. He just said in the live chat. We can start now for real.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, I'm like a little ruined right now because like I've thought about like chewing. I guess that's my thing is like that's my weird ailment is chewing cotton. I don't know what. Let's sound off in the chat if anybody else has like nails on a chalkboard or something. Yeah, I feel like chewing cotton's a pretty common one though. Like I don't know. Anyways. No, I've never tasted cotton. What does cotton even taste like?
I'm not saying anything because I'm trying to let this move on to something maybe motorsports related or maybe related to anything.
Then
I know it took us here. I'm trying to get us back out.
Save me then. I'm just fumbling over here.
Sorry. Here's the hook. Grab it.
All right. Yep.
All right.
Okay, we're out.
How was your weekend?
It was great. I think I wasted a Nationals winning run this weekend in the NWR local in a
the local event or in the test and tune.
Not the test and tune. I feel like eventually you get to a Nationals winning run in a test and tune no matter what. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
Probability wise, absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah, my run this weekend was like kind of like dang. Like I thought my third run was pretty good, and then I just like tidied up tiny little details in my fourth run, and it was 0.6 faster. Like granted, it was a 60-second course, but like I thought my third run was pretty good, and then all of a sudden I went like 0.6 faster, and it didn't feel that different in the execution. And then when I looked at the data in between it, it's just like little, like just on the throttle a little bit sooner, and you just carry that speed all like the whole distance. Or you carry the nose slightly farther into the corner, so then you get like a cleaner exit. It's just like these tiny little things that like just turned into like big time.
That's cool.
So that was nice to see. It was like the level, like just a tiny bit better execution is actually worth like a ton of time.
Yeah. Well, and also to be in a place where you can start that far in. Like you obviously had a very good approach to the event. You had a good first run. Like the pictures there.
Yep.
That's good. We were at the same event. I went up and autocrossed as well. And I drove the car that you normally drive.
And you hated
Peter.
And you hated it.
I struggled that day. I did not necessarily like that car. And I think the asterisk I'm going to lead with is I've been in a lot of cars that I've driven at a lot of different sites and Toledo. And it's very common for a car to go from everywhere else and be good or have been getting better and better and better, and then you go to that site with the weird grooving, like micro grooving in these like blocks of perfectly flat concrete, that the car just goes to crap. And I'm hoping that that's all this was like it's just was completely in a different window than it should have been for everything else you guys have been doing, because it was pushy loose. I'll give Ken Houseal the credit on that one.
I
Pushy loose.
I
It
watched
was
the
pushy off throttle, and then the throttle would just like push the back end around with no feasible like it's gonna stick at this point versus over rotate. It was very frustrating. So I don't feel like I did the greatest performance, obviously, but I feel like I did a decent job in putting it together over the 4 runs, given that.
I got to watch your run, and I watched Peter's runs, and then I
Mhm.
sent that footage over to the Lizard Brains shock consultant Tamra, and we went to the flow chart of that Think Fast book, and we're pretty sure it was phase either 3A or 3B, but I added rear compression, which you said made it better. So we're thinking it's 3B. So the next step would probably have been taking some front rebound out. And that maybe would have calmed it down a little bit. Because yes, the car did not look happy. It looked like your run that you put together, you had to be super on top of the weight so the rear didn't just like start traveling.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad you could see that. That's really ok I wish I could have seen this. Can you send me that video?
Yeah, sure. Do you not have the
Gonna send
video?
me I don't have the video. No, send me a link later.
All right, I'll
But
send you a link.
I'm appreciative that you guys could see that, and it wasn't just like, "Well, he doesn't look like he's doing a very good job," or something like that, because that's possible
Well,
after the I hadn't autocrossed in 10 months.
no, the car looked unhappy, and then like because it was so unhappy, Peter had probably one of the worst runs he's had in like the last couple years. Is like the run that he stood on, and you could just tell he was just not able to trust the car at all. I think I need to at least I've already sent the book to Peter, but I almost want to send you the book too. So like when we're talking about the cars, that at least we can speak the same language and have like a basic understanding of like what what the shocks do and why. Because there's like that one chapter in Think Fast, and they have the flow chart, like the graph, that kind of like narrows it down. And if we could talk in like specific phases of the corners, I think you would have got out of the car first run, and you would have understood exactly what to do.
That doesn't strike me as a way that my brain is gonna work, but we can try it. It
Okay.
also sounds like a whole lot of fun to describe these phase and sub-phase categories to the audio podcast.
No, no, it's not. Honestly,
We're not gonna go there. Okay,
there's these
okay.
really
Just
good
for personal.
diagrams. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's these good diagrams in the book, like showing you, like, look, when you're, when it's on throttle and releasing the steering wheel, like this is the weight, this is the way, like the weight is moving. So, like, this is why this shock adjustment matters in this sense. And it's like, it splits it into like, so you can be like, add throttle and add steering, and that's like a different phase, or like add throttle and release steering, and like that's different, or like it really counts in like all the potential types of corners, and like as far as like a chicane, like the weight's going to move differently, which is kind of where you were at, like a chicane or like a slalom or like a transitional thing. The weight moves differently, so like the book has like thoughts on how the shocks influence that like behavior in it. So yeah, it's probably worth at least checking out so we can speak the same language in the future. I already sent it to Peter because I was like, Peter, we need to speak the same language, because he was like saying stuff. This is not what he was saying, but he was like, yeah, it was very spinny, and it was this and that, and it's like, okay, like there's too many moving parts here to just be like it was loose, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I know what to do, right? Like it's a little
Yeah,
bit more
trying to
complicated than
correlate
that.
that. I've never found a trustworthy flow chart like that that's like universally true. So I just kind of threw them out the window like 15 years ago when I learned they exist. But this one sounds like it's approaching it different. It's not
It
like a
is,
table,
but it
right?
is.
Usually it's a table
This
that's
is a
like,
table though,
oh, okay, well, we can try.
but
We can
but
try.
it's a table that breaks each phase of the corner, and there's like multiple like versions of each phase, and like you have to read the chapter to understand what those phases are and like the dynamics that are in play.
Got it.
Look, I know this is some nerd shit for you, Tom, but like it might matter. Okay. Look, if we're driving the same car together, I'm gonna expect you to be able to do your homework so we can
Yeah,
speak the same
that
language.
I think it's an interesting point though with I was trained to work with like trained meaning I've only worked with like two proper engineers. So basically what I mean by trained is they taught me what they needed from me or they figured out a way to work with me because the way I described the thing is not mechanically, it's
Sensation.
sensationally
Yeah.
maybe. And I don't know why. Maybe I think most people are that way, but then when I talk to people who are mechanical about it, I can't even I can't I don't know what you're talking about. I can't figure it out. I don't understand.
Well,
Um
so you're
I don't
the
maybe it's a big picture versus details person type thing. I don't know.
the sensation that you were describing to me was that you would set weight on the tire and then it would be fine, but then like a split second later it would just like go for a slide, right? Like that's basically what you were. Do you remember
For one
exactly
of the
how you're?
problems, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The thing that was like, oh, I'm going to throw more compression at it is when you told me where in the course you were getting that feeling. And it was like the transition, like where the car's like the weight's getting thrown this way and then that way and then this way and then that way. And it was like the building of momentum. And then that's why I was like, oh, okay, I understand what adjustment fixes like that specific scenario. And that's why I threw like compression at the rear. And then you said
Yeah.
it got better. And I think if we like took some rebound out of the front, or maybe even through even more rear compression, then it would have just kept getting better. But I only did one click, just because you guys were going into your last runs. But like it took 3 runs for me to like figure out that it was in the transitional phase of the thing from all like the conversation that we were having. Also,
I like to think that we're extremely honest on this podcast. I can't even I have to be honest. I phased out even during you explaining
oh
that.
my goodness.
I lost you. I can't
Oh,
do it, DJ. I don't know why. But what I
you're,
was going to make the point about the engineer is they learned to ask the questions to frame it for me. And I don't know. I don't want
you
to.
know what?
I hope this is relatable, or maybe I just sound like an idiot. I
Look,
don't know.
I have no hopes of being a race engineer, but if I'm ever playing race engineer again, I think I'll just ask you, where was it loose? So then I'll have the context of the course to
There you
like
go.
help lead me into like better questions. But me just asking like the dynamic of the car and then like you trying to explain it is like that was not useful at all. So
Right.
if anybody's ever playing race engineer for their friends, maybe that little tidbit of advice would help. Because if I just asked where on the course was it loose, and then we could talk about it from there, I think we would have ended up with a better car faster.
Sure. Yeah.
So maybe I'll do the same thing with Peter. Peter, where was the car this or that? The thing is with Peter is he'll get out and go, it's fine, even if it's not. So
Um. I don't want to say if it's Peter, but also not to say that it is Peter. I'm saying in general, people also blame themselves first.
yes, I
A
think that's
lot of
what
people, they'll be like, I made a mistake there, or I messed that up.
yeah, I think that's
When
what
in
Peter's
reality,
doing.
there's a little bit maybe to be learned from the mistake that it didn't happen because you made a mistake all the time. It's because there's something causing the mistake too.
Yes, or at least making it harder than it needs to be.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Like you still set a
But
really
anyway, so
fast
this
time.
we got these 4 runs there, and we you made setup changes every single time. And yeah, it did get better on the last run. And trying to remember, there was one other story from the weekend. I can't remember. It was good. I enjoyed autocrossing again, though.
I enjoyed my 2 dinners on Saturday night. I had a dinner right as Test and Tune ended, and I went out with Kevin Buckles and all of his coworkers. Uh, and then immediately after, I just drove to my second dinner, which was with you, Peter, and the Whitakers. And yeah, I had a ton of fun in my first dinner, and then a ton of fun in my second dinner, and yeah, it was just great company, and like that's part of the fun of autocross is just like the hanging out with people, and it was good, and the conversations were awesome, and we had a lot of laughs, and it was great. It was great
Yep.
hanging out with you, Tom. I hope you come out to more events.
Thanks. Well, yes, I agree. It was really fun hanging out with you guys. Um, was there anything else from this weekend for you or this week?
No, no. Oh,
I got
I recorded a YouTube video of me driving a M2 around Oran Park in iRacing. If you want to watch me drive around traffic, I thought the race was going to be absolutely chaos because Oran Park's a very like small racetrack, but in like the most appealing way for you, Tom, possible. They all kind of set similar lap times. So there isn't really that much
Mm.
multi-class interaction because we're all like running the same laps.
Oh, because they all start separate.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I don't know about that. I think it's more fun when there's interaction, except for in iRacing, it turns into getting wrecked out. I
Yeah. Well,
have to give it a shot.
it was pretty fun. Oran Park is such a great racetrack. It is a shame
It
that
was.
it is just a bunch of condos now
Yeah.
because the racetrack was sold for the land and yeah, now it's not a racetrack anymore. But it exists in iRacing and it was a great racetrack and I'm glad that it exists in some capacity.
Yeah. I wish they could do, like, a retro version of tracks. It could just kinda take some creative liberties, but get really close for some, like, Riverside and
Ooh,
Bridgehampton, and
yeah.
what else is a extinct racetrack? I don't know.
Uh,
That would
Ri-
be fun
Riverside's
to
the one
put.
that probably would stand out the most. Like Riverside just has this flow to it that's super good. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Picture that in iRacing, it'd be so good.
Oh, it'd be so good. Kevin, are you in here? Kevin is in here. Kevin.
Kevin, let's get on that. I have a little life update as well this week for the podcast, now that it's officially started. Y'all, I got a job, a normal
A
job, a normal
normal,
person.
just
Just
clocking in
go
and
to it and
clocking
clock
out.
in and get it and be at your job. Um, because I kind of landed in this. Well, I haven't had a normal job like that since 2014. So it's been a good run. But it's interesting how it feels. So it's kind of gotten to a point with motorsports. I've learned what I like to work with and what I don't like to work with, and that's created a scenario. Like, I know I love commentary, I love working track days, things like that, but it's like I'm not getting enough work right now, not coaching. So I got a little job. It's at Mannheim Auto Auctions as like a block assistant. So I'm like managing the bids and progressing through the lanes and all that stuff.
And you said
It's remarkably similar to working timing and
yes,
scoring at an
okay.
autocross. So I'm listening to the auctioneer and I'm running a computer, like a computer
Oh my
panel,
god,
like a
you're like accidentally
bidding up
gonna
and
be
down.
amazing at this. You're
I
gonna
I already, like, I feel like I got it. They're like, it usually takes people like 4 weeks.
and you're
And
like
today
second
was my
day.
second day, and they were like, we should have you try one of the live auctions tomorrow with a trainer, and they can jump in if you're getting behind.
Oh,
I was like, because it just makes sense. It's like listening to a radio and putting down cone numbers and writing the times and
yep.
listening to the computer person asking you questions. I'm like, oh, I found the accidental part-time job for me. So I'm kind of optimistic about how it's
Nice.
going to go. And it's only Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays part-time from like 8 to 2. So I still get to travel on the weekends and all that.
Yeah. Wait, you said it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
Yeah,
Yeah. Dang, what a nice you found like the perfect gig to like still do racetrack stuff.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But
Nice.
it's so fascinating to go through like corporate training for the first time as like a formed adult, because I feel like most people, you end up in corporate jobs. A lot of people end up in that early, right? Like you do that when you're 22, 23, 24, you get out of college. I feel like that's the normal way. My brother
Mhm.
for sure did that, and that's different than like having 15 years of professional work experience in various ways and then doing your first like corporate training day.
Did
It's
you
like
have to
watching
did you quickly figure out all like the creative ways to like skip through all the videos and like or you have like 7 playing at once and then you like go through and like click next on all of them or whatever when you can't
of
skip them?
course.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
But also just like the speed at which, like, just getting things set up. I'm like, oh, like this is all stuff I've done before, like setting up accounts and um the thing that they plan for you to take all day, it takes you an hour, right? And I'm like, oh, I thought this would just be different. It's a little like
Yeah.
getting up to speed is different than I thought it would be.
It's more like when you're brand new, it takes resources to like keep you busy. So you're not going to be very busy when you first start just because it takes resources for you to be busy. And then like as you learn more and you're doing more, then like you'll just be busy because like you have tasks to do and like somebody doesn't have to hold your hand through it basically.
Yeah, and I only work when the auction is on sale. But we're remote, so I'm in the building where an auction takes place once a week, but I'm doing auctions all around the states on different days of the week, if that makes sense. So
Can
today I sat in on one in Indianapolis and one in Albuquerque.
okay. When you're like fully up to speed, can you just do that anywhere?
No, they make you be at a location,
Oh.
which is kind of a bummer.
Yeah, but you could do it anywhere.
I can do it at any location.
Okay. There's some flexibility then. That's
A
really
little bit.
weird that they that's really weird that they like you literally would just like log into a computer and then like that's all you need, right?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
also super similar to remote commentary.
Yeah, okay.
You're like logging into things and connecting systems and making sure audio works and all this
I'm
stuff.
I'm sure once you're like fully up to speed, if you had like some conflict where you're like, "Hey, I can log on and like work that day, but like I won't be able to come into the office," they'll probably be like, "Yeah, you're fine." Like you take your laptop home, I'm assuming?
No, it's a desktop there.
Oh, it's a desktop there. Never mind. Yep. Hmm. Interesting.
Ball and chain already. Day 2.
Yeah, dang.
Trapped.
Oh, you feel like that corporate entrapment right now?
Yeah. There is a little
Yeah.
bit of, I have to be honest, I don't know how this comes off necessarily, but there was a realization when I like got the job that it feels a little bit like a fail at the same time because I've like made it work for almost 15 years,
Yeah.
almost 13 years, I guess. And the real, but I learned that there are parts of the work I've done that I don't want to do again. So it's like, could I have gone back to track night? Maybe. Could I have gone back to ride and drive work? Maybe. But the reality is, when the newness wore off, it was not as easy to go to. So I don't know. Maybe this is worth sharing if anybody else works in their passion or if anybody else works in motorsports even,
Yeah.
and it's not your passion, but it starts to feel old or it was your passion. You're like, oh,
Well, that's like my resistance to going coaching full time is that all my weekends would be taken up like helping other people have a bunch of fun, but
yeah,
my fun is competing in a car. So if all my weekends are taken up helping other people compete in cars, which like let's be honest, would be a sweet way to make money, but if I'm living for the next competition and I give those up so I can have like a better way, like a more entertaining way of making income,
yeah.
I kind of would rather make income in a boring way and then like live for the competitions that I get to do.
Sam said that being miserable at a corporate job makes your passion for cars better.
It does. But let me tell you, Mondays are rough. If you had a great weekend and you like log in on the Monday, like that's I
But if you recall,
yeah, no, I understand I understand your schedule.
yeah,
But
ain't a
like
Monday in sight.
look, look. Hold on, let me see who's in here. Uh okay, I don't immediately see any of my coworkers. Guys, I don't really do shit on Mondays anyways. Like
Well, that's the other thing. I think I every time I get work in like a normal job space, I'm like, oh, everyone's just kind of fumbling it together.
yeah.
Like my first day, I promise I won't just be telling stories about having a job all the time, guys. But they uh they dropped me on a new person for like orientation because the person who was supposed to do it had to run and go do something else in a different city for 4 days. So this lady is supposed to like walk me through it, and she can't help me do much of anything. And my keyboard is set in British um whatever British mode. So like the control plus functions do different things. So I need to do an at symbol for my email address just to get the job started. And every time I hit control 2 for at, it gives me a quotation mark. And she thinks I'm fucking with her, I think. So then she has to do it for herself to figure it out. And then she has to call someone else in and they have to do it for themselves to make ssure I'm not lying.
You
And it takes like an hour just to figure out where the at symbol is. That's my first day.
you mean shift 2, right? Because control 2 wouldn't. I just checked. I was
Yeah,
like,
shift 2. Sorry,
okay,
shift
yeah. I
2.
was like, wait a
The
second.
shift things are different.
I was thinking, I'm like, wait, how does a keyboard work? I'm like looking at my keyboard over here, going, have I been hitting shift this
That's
whole
why.
time?
Yeah, whatever. Sorry, I looked down and just it's pinky zoned over there. So yeah, that's a life update.
Sick.
Where we're at.
Yeah. Nice. Um, well, congrats on the
So if
job,
it's a
Tom.
Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday from 8 to 2, don't call me, okay? I'm
Yeah.
busy.
Tom will be busy. How far away is it from your house?
Like 18 minutes.
Dang. Okay. This is perfect.
The
Nice.
right commute. Yeah, that's a good zone.
Yeah, yeah. That's like enough to like listen to amount of music that is like appropriate. Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
Yep. Nice. Okay. Well, dang. This is the shortest episode ever, anybody. Thanks for tuning in. And no, I'm just kidding. Well, you want to do some questions, Tom?
Oh, yeah.
Tom thought I was serious for a moment.
I knew I'd been talking kind of a lot. I don't know.
No, we're only 25 minutes in. All right, I'm gonna hit the button. Emails. All right, Tom's coughing now. I'm not going to do the thing though, but everyone knows that Tom muted his mic and coughed, and I did not cough into the microphone. So, dang it. All right, you ready?
Sure.
Do you want to take the first question?
Yeah, I was just scrolling through to see if there was an obvious one to start with. Let's just start right at the top with David's. So this is about autocross. I'm hoping to get some advice on an issue I've been having with autocross. I'm having a vision problem where I get, excuse me, lost on course and hesitate or have to brake or lift to get back in position or I smack a cone.
Hold on, can I stop you?
Yep.
Let's back up 30 seconds. I did want to talk about the short podcast thing that I came out with.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the belief
Tell
thing.
us about believing.
I've seen some people, I think they're jokes, but I just want to clarify.
They are. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
When people are like, I believe I'm going to get top time this weekend or whatever, that's not how that works. And I think you're just trolling me. And let me just tell you, it's a successful troll. Nope. See, Anthony in the chat goes, yep, that's how that works. It's believing that you can become somebody that would be capable of getting the top time. Like that's the belief, not the belief that like it will happen like this weekend. It's the belief that it will happen eventually after a specific amount of effort, like that the effort will be worth it. That's what that whole like 7 minutes was about, is that if you truly believe that you put in the effort, that the desired outcome will happen, then you are way more likely to put in the effort and the desired outcome is way more likely to happen. Does that make sense?
It does. Yeah. After I listened to it, I kind of felt like I'd been taken to church.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like hand up and hallelujah for you. Yeah.
Dang. All right. That was my spiel on it. I think people are just trolling me, but if there was some confusion on it, I hope that cleared it up. So, all right. Go ahead, Tom. Sorry.
So this is a autocross and vision related question. He basically summarized that he feels like he's outside of the potential or off the chance to win based on one single mistake, and it's always a vision related mistake. I've heard the solution is to look ahead hundreds of times and believe generally I do that, but that doesn't seem to be enough as I'm still experiencing vision related errors. So I'm looking for a new way of approaching this issue that can hopefully create a change in thinking, technique, or preparation for me to solve this problem. Is there a specific technique you use to keep your eyes looking where they need to be? How did you train your eyes and mind to have good vision? I've started to dig deeper into this issue, and something I came across recently from a good track racer is see everything but focus on nothing. His philosophy is that he doesn't let his mind or eyes focus on any points. He believes visually focusing on something consumes a ton of mental bandwidth, and that takes away from feeling and driving the car. This might have merit. I tried driving it recently, but it might not work for me. Wait, but it might work, but might not be the right solution for autocross. Prefer to hear. Did he say something about work? No, he said he might work. I'd prefer to hear what works from somebody who has a lot of success in autocross and not just track. I realize look ahead might have just clicked for others. Yeah. So I get it if that's the answer. Okay, basically that's the question.
Okay.
What are your thoughts?
Here's my hot take on like the look ahead advice is I think that is terrible advice. Because when people just say like, and you see it all the time in like novice schools, like, oh, you gotta like get your eyes up, you gotta look ahead. What does that even mean? Like,
I agree.
Yeah, what do you mean look ahead? Like, here's the thing: is I there's probably like a couple different ways to do this, but I think what's probably most effective is not just this like scanning ahead. Is you're looking for specific things that were identified to look at during your course walk. And to me, if you're running through the course in your head before you even drive the car, and running it through in your head is not just where it goes, right? I think a lot of people do that when they're like visualizing the course before they drive it. Not necessarily where it goes, but where do I look and when do I look at it should be included in like the visual driving of your like the visualized driving of your like mental drive of the course. And if you can like work that cadence and when and where you and why you look at the certain things that we should be looking at that, tell us the the shape or the speed of certain elements or where something's going to go or the necessary angles to have this element connect to this other element. If we can do that in our mental drives, then you can do it when you drive it for real. If you can't do it in your mental drives, oh my goodness, that's so much harder to do it like when you're actually doing it.
Yeah, I agree. I think I don't know that it's hard to give advice without being able to ask follow-up questions for something like this for an individual, but my broad thought based on this question is like uh, you're probably not you maybe are trying to look ahead all of the time in that you're trying to look further, up for where the car is going to go, but not very strategically. So you need to organize it as almost like a punch list or a checklist in your head for what DJ described as those key cones, those key points that pull your mind through to the next point that like matters the most. Is like that's kind of what you're getting at, right?
Yeah, basically like
Like you
y-
need to have something that builds the picture in your mind almost more
yeah,
so than just like have a thing to stare at or be looking way out.
yeah, for example, if it's a corner that you know you're going to have to slow down for, then we should probably take a look at the exit before we're on the brakes because
Correct.
then that gives us an indication of how slow we should be going through the corner, right? Like as long as our eyes look at the relevant information, our inputs and our control of the car and all this other like subconscious executables that we've built over, the years that we've been doing this, should take over, and we don't have to like overly think about that thing. But if we can get our eyes to the exit before we hit the brakes, then that lets us know like how like what the shape of the corner needs to look at. Uh, to me, that's probably like the lowest hanging fruit of like looking ahead. And then there'll be other sections where it's like trying to link different elements together. So you'll you'll do I don't know how I'm gonna do this without using my hands, but the two thing where maybe Tom, you can help me. You know the thing where like the cones do this, where like they're one's farther away and one's closer together, and they like crisscross over
Oh,
each other, and
like
you're like shooting the gap of them.
yeah, like the C's part is how I describe it, but it's like when they're no longer on the same line, the stream straight line is that
Dude,
is hard to describe
it
without your
is hard to
hands.
describe. Yes. Imagine my hands. One hand is close to my face, and the other one is far away. Do this while you're driving down the road, please. And
Take your hands off the wheel
yep.
now.
So the close hand is moving from left to right, and the far hand is moving the other direction. And at some point, they cross and they split, and there's a gap. So like sometimes looking ahead is watching the interaction of two cones, and you're not necessarily looking at like a singular cone. You're like watching that gap open up, because then that helps you understand like the shape of an element or whatever. Sometimes during course walks, I'll recognize something that may be really hard to look at because maybe it's like a hairpin or a slalom that goes into a hairpin. And I'm like, man, during this slalom, if I could look at the exit of that hairpin, that's going to give me a really good idea of how much I actually need to slow down for this corner or backside the last cone or like damage control, whatever, to not completely screw up the exit of this hairpin. Like I'll
But that's
recognize
going to be really hard.
it's going to be really hard, but if I'm
Yeah.
able to do it, like if the slalom's going really well and the placement's all good, if I can get my eyes to the exit of that corner while I'm like in the middle of a slalom, which is really hard, it's an advantage for me because it's really hard. That means that other people probably aren't doing it, right? So I'll like try to recognize stuff like that during my course walks of something that is very difficult, but if I can get it down without screwing up the thing I'm currently doing, then it will be an advantage for me. And those are like the kind of things that I look at like when trying to really nail down the visuals of a course.
And when I really like the way you put that. And if identify a moment like that, I walk the course with my like that's when I lock in and stare. I lock in and stare at like where is the spot the car's going to end up
Yeah.
at that point when I get there. I'm just going to stare at it. And even if whether it's complex or simple, even if it's just like a simple turnaround or 90-degree corner, I'm like staring at that spot on the course walk because for me then it's like uh it loads that mental picture in my brain on that part of the course somehow it
And
helps me like it helps me draw that mental image back when I'm in the car traveling fast and can't really think about it. It's just kind of like already built there a little bit.
I do the same thing, but I'll actually look away from it and then come back and then look away from it and come back. So like as because I'm walking while that's happening. So then I get
Sure.
like a different perspective on it each time. Cause I know
Yeah, you
like
wouldn't want to trip over a cone. That would be embarrassing.
that would be really embarrassing. Um, I've never I've never seen anybody trip over a cone. Have you seen somebody just trip over a cone before, Tom?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure I've done it.
Yeah, I don't know if I've like eaten shit on a scooter before, but never just like tripping over a cone. Hmm.
Fell off golf cart at
Look,
nationals once. Is that
guys,
similar? Anyway,
those are dangerous.
um,
Look, if anybody in the audience has tripped over a cone before, please chime in so we can all laugh at you. I appreciate that.
yeah. And if you're a road racer, I think this all applies, but the reps trump everything else with the track
Yeah,
driving. So it's
yeah,
not that hard. The track just tells you where to go and you get better at it.
but
But
also,
it is still there. Like it's kind
yeah,
of the better comparison is like trying to pick up a new track in a sim in 3 laps or something. Like you need to have your eyes really far ahead to judge the speed because you the speed is tougher to judge uh than in real life. I think people are more conservative in real life as well.
but in real life, like still getting your eyes to the exit of the corner, like before you turn in, if it's possible.
Uh-huh.
Or sometimes it's a blind crest or whatever. Uh, but that still really
While
helps
you're
with
braking. Yeah.
yeah, that still really helps with like what the eventual shape of the corner is. It's just way easier to do that on a track because things are happening so much slower than an
Yeah.
autocross. That's why I really think that being able to have the cadence of what your eyes are looking at and when they look at it in your mental drive of the course is the most important part. And and the thing I'm noticing is because this was something that I really got better at last year, and it obviously made the difference considering I only won the national championship by like 34 thousandths or whatever. Uh, but I still had to really concentrate on it. It's becoming a little bit more automatic this year, so it's like it's just taking up a little less mental bandwidth. But I still have to concentrate on it in my mental drive for it to actually happen in the actual drive. Maybe someday I'll get to the point where like I'm always just looking at the things that I should be looking at because it's taking up such little bandwidth. But I feel like that's a ways off. Um, if I ever did get to that like actual like execution of the thing, and maybe that's not even realistic, but it would be cool.
Well, I think you get better at faking it a little bit, but I think you've got to work at it this hard all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Well then, hey guys,
No,
autocross is
it's
hard.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we have a lot of autocross questions. Should we just keep it going?
Yeah. Sure.
Everyone
should
is
I?
very autocross curious, even road racers.
Should I? Yeah, I
Speaking
know.
of, from Ryan, uh, this is a question from a friend. It's me. I'm my only friend.
It's
What
it's Ryan.
advice would you give someone who has done track only and never autocrossed that would like to try autocross as a way of adding skill to use on track? I blame DJ, Ken, Amy, Ryan, and Zach, etc., for this thought.
Okay. Yeah. Uh. Hmm. Track only. It's the pace of things is so much faster. Like that's gonna be the thing that throws you off, and like the refresh rate of your eyes needs to be so much faster than it would be otherwise on a racetrack. On a racetrack, you have like a lot of downtime to think about the thing you just did and the thing coming up. And in autocross, it's kind of has to be a little bit more automatic. So I'm trying to think of advice where I think Ryan really I think trying to be able to drive the course in your head would probably be the biggest benefit. So if you can walk the course to a point where you can definitely drive it in like your mental space, then at least you'll get like the quote unquote reps in that you'd probably be a little bit more used to, like with racetrack stuff. Um, if you can't get to that point, then don't drive faster than your eyes. Like don't go flying off the the course and like running through corner stations because you got lost. We've all
That's
seen
a
it.
good
We've all seen it.
a good what to do and what not to do pair there.
Yeah.
This is a hard question. I like that. Those are both good. Well, the first one especially is good practical advice. Um, yeah, I would basically say the same thing. Like, make sure that if you can memorize the route through the space, so you basically remember
Like
if
90-degree
when I
right
get to that
and
corner of the parking lot, I turn left, or
yeah.
just like the simplest. You can stand next to the course and just like trace it with your eyes. You don't have to remember the details or like all
You just have to
every
remember
single
where it
cone. Just
goes.
the space, yeah, which
Yeah.
direction the car is going to travel, and draw a line through it. Um, Otherwise, yeah, be willing to turn the wheel way faster and don't change the throttle and brake pedal as drastically as you're going to want to. Um, I think a lot of autocross is like really demanding a ton of lateral load out of the car and extra using the weight transfer that it creates while managing longitudinal weight way more than you would on a road course. Because in a road course, you transfer from longitudinal, the longitudinal load of the car traveling either braking to the front or under acceleration to the back. It happens in a really slow kind of sweep for the most part. And in autocross, it can happen almost instantly because you're going slow enough that every punch of the pedal, either one, upsets the car a ton, which makes it feel like chaos. But if you can be smoother with your feet and like be really aggressive with your hands, you'll be more successful than if you're just trying to do everything quickly. What do
And
you think of that? I think
yeah,
that's
I think that
pretty
works.
solid.
I think another easy, like low hanging fruit just to make your life easier, Ryan, as I fight off a sneeze. Hold on. Okay. Successfully fought
Think about
off.
pink elephants.
Oh, I'm never sneezing again. Thanks, Tom. Uh, is don't brake at 100%. Brake at like 90 everywhere. Um, don't try to be like full ABS into like a spot to like hit the brakes. Just
Yeah.
kind of leave a little bit of margin in the brakes because you don't have like a three board or a whatever to brake at, so you're not gonna have like reference. You kind of have to do it more of on like depth perception and feel.
Ooh.
What?
How's this for a hack?
Yeah.
If you ever find yourself wondering where to brake for a corner in autocross, you should actually be asking yourself, what cone is going to help me judge the speed of this corner at the exit? What cone right now, if I'm standing at the point where I'm going, where do I brake for this? That's kind of a newer driver thing to do, an autocross learner thing to do. It's like, where do I brake for this? That's the point. At that exact moment in this course is the moment to look at the exit of wherever you're wondering for that corner. Find the cone at the exit that's going to help you understand the full corner, and then go as fast as that tells you can go. Does that make sense?
I think that'd be really hard for a novice though.
I'm saying just know if you're if you're learning. We have a lot of people on different levels of driving at this. Listen to
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you ever find yourself questioning for where do I brake, for where do I brake on this course right now? If it ever pops into your mind, that's the
Yeah,
point to question where should my eyes be looking instead.
yeah. I like Sam's advice in the chat. He said,
Oh, I can't. Let
yeah,
me pull it up.
he says my advice is to walk up to as many autocrossers as possible and say, "It's okay. I primarily road race."
Do it nice and smug. You got to make sure
Yeah,
it comes
yeah,
off
yeah.
condescending.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Ryan, that is absolutely a thing that's at a bunch of autocross events. Actually, this is real advice, Ryan. Don't mention that you drive on racetracks even once. Just don't. Just
I don't agree that it happens at autocross events.
no,
It
I see it all
happens
the time.
everywhere but an autocross event
No,
because
dude, I
that's where
see
the
it all the
road
time.
racers are gossiping.
I see it all the time and like that person
Really?
is yeah, that person is like bound to make a fool of themselves and then like just eat like an entire humble pie. So just eat the humble pie before you get there. Uh and just maybe don't even say like, "Oh, I drive on racetracks and this and that or whatever." Just be like, "Oh, I'm new at autocross." And then go out there and then you'll be way more impressive because you'll like actually know how to drive a car. Maybe you'll just get like you'll just be trying to figure out the nuances of autocross. Uh that will be way better than trying to eat humble pie while also trying to figure out autocross. Eat the humble pie before and then go have fun at the autocross event.
I didn't know this was that prevalent.
You're
I gotta pay
just
closer attention. I need you to send pictures next time this happens.
the last time it happened, it was at Finger
Don't
Lakes,
do
and it
this,
was
people. Don't send us
and it was
pictures of people.
it was at Finger Lakes, and it was somebody, it was somebody in a Corvette. They were like, "Oh, I primarily, Watkins Glen or this or that or whatever," and I just saw them, like, spinning and hitting cones, and it was just like and they were getting raw timed by a GR86. It was guys, it was
Yeah,
rough.
but come on. How about okay? So in the Venn diagram though of Corvette people and road racers, where is that actually? How is it definitely just the one?
I
I would
just
argue it
I've
might be
only had
a
I've
little
only
bit of
had
the
that
other.
one this year, but there's been other ones like in the previous years. Everyone has a memory of like that person. Are you telling me you don't? Are you the only person
I know
here?
I'm agreeing with you, but
Yeah.
I'm telling you that's more likely to be because they're a Corvette person than
Oh.
because they're a road racer. That's what I was
Hmm.
getting at.
Oh,
Sorry.
okay, hold on. Yep, hold on. I'm thinking of all the yep, all Corvettes. That's pretty funny, actually.
Stereotypes come from somewhere.
Yeah,
That's
it's
horrible.
it's never the person that
I hope
road
that
races
helps.
a
I think
Miata. It's never the
you,
Miata road racer. Hmm.
no, no,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah, you're right.
I hope that helps. I think you got to reframe you got to either make it an order of operations or something to organize your vision better. If you're finding yourself making like one big mistake because you got behind with your eyes or you didn't have strategy with your eyes, that means it's not a high enough priority almost. Um, and maybe you could pay attention a bit to reflect on like where it happens. If it's happening, is it happening in complex spots like DJ described? Is it happening when the car has to change direction more than 90 degrees? Yeah, like is it only big turnarounds where you can't see the exit as easily? You have to really turn your head. Like try to really observe those things and maybe uh work on something other than I got to be looking ahead the whole time.
All right. The next one is from Danny Corliss here. Uh,
Oh, I just answered the previous question. I'm sorry. I forgot we were answering Ryan's.
oh
I just double backed on a question. Go
yeah,
ahead. Go
I
ahead.
know. I was just gonna keep it moving, Tom.
Sorry. Sorry.
See, now you're seeing how hard it is to record a podcast after working all day. Woo!
Wow. Yeah, all 5 hours cooked.
Cooked. Tom's cooked, everyone. All right. So Danny Corliss writes in what are your counterintuitive autocross axioms in contrast to the lies that big novice, like a big pharma instruction teaches you to keep you slow? Um, all lizards know that slow is fast is a lie, fast is fast. Thanks for the question,
Okay.
Danny. I had to look up
Look
what
ahead.
like an axiom is. I'm like I've seen that word before, but I didn't have to like figure out what it is. So maybe if you give me an example, I'll think of other examples. Tom, can you think of one?
I think it's like a false truth. Like it's a thing that someone says, the thing you hear from someone who doesn't actually really know what they're talking about, maybe.
Yeah,
It's
like always break,
commonly understood to be true, but
like
it's actually not true,
always break in a
folklore.
straight line.
Exactly. Stuff like
Yeah,
that. Oh, that's a good one, actually.
yeah.
That's complex to describe. Beyond that, but it's easy. Yeah. I would say look ahead is the big one that I think of. Every time I hear a novice walk that it says look ahead, that doesn't explain at what, drives me nuts. Absolutely nuts. It's so simple to add a meaningful layer to it by saying at least when you're coming into a corner, look at the exit. And when you're in the corner, find the next corner. And then when you're coming into that corner, find that corner's exit. Like at least that gives them some rhythm. At least it
Something.
gives them like two things to look for.
Yeah, but
And
just
yes, you can beat it to death like we have on this podcast beyond that, but don't just tell people to look ahead.
yeah. Let's see. Trying to think of. I don't know. I feel like I'm a little too far removed from what is being talked about in like less than ideal novice course walks. Because I mean, it's
Or no, it doesn't have to be a novice
yeah.
course walk, but like the tropes that maybe don't end up being true once you learn more.
Uh,
I don't think there's that many that are that blatant. Are there
yeah.
any for road racing? People throw them in the chat for road racing too.
I know this is a hard
I think
question.
that's where slow is fast. slow in,
Yeah.
fast out kind of.
Like the common like smooth is fast thing, which like is true to an extent, but people always take it the wrong way. I'd rather a novice never be told smooth is fast. Like just go out there and muck it up, please, because you're gonna learn way more. Like
Yeah,
too
I kind of agree with that.
like too often people are like smooth is fast, so then they just like underdrive forever and they don't learn anything, and then they just like their plateau is seconds off pace because they're like smooth is fast. I rode with the fast guy and it seemed so smooth. It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
but there's a lot more happening there. Like you kind of have to go out there and like muck it up to learn all these like basically what the limit feels like so then you get better at hanging out in that spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have one that's kind of an opposite of this because it's I feel not taught or talked about well enough when you start to learn to performance drive, and in that specifically probably autocross because that's where the majority of people try, is like how to get onto the brake pedal and how hard you actually brake. Like you're telling Ryan, brake at 90 instead of 100 because you don't have to tell Ryan to go brake at 100. He knows how to do that. But for the
Yeah.
most part, people are not taught how quickly they can get on the brakes, how aggressively they can get on the brakes, how much force they can put in the brakes. And I'm surprised over 15 plus years now how many times I teach an autocross school and I have to point out that they don't hit the brakes like fast or hard enough.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. It's the fast thing that a lot of people miss out on. They'll like squeeze
right.
into the brakes, right?
Right. Something like
Yeah.
that. And I'm surprised that that's not more commonly like maybe just touched on or mentioned um, for a newer driver. I don't know. I'm kind of spitballing here, but this is like the opposite of problem. It's not a pervasive thing. It should be.
Diego at one point had an HPDE instructor tell them to pull their ABS fuses so we could know how it feels when it fails. That is
What?
okay. All right, this spiraled into just like terrible advice. Like that person is nuts. What like do they like square tires? Because also some cars when the ABS isn't working are like actually dangerous. Like all the bias gets like flipped to the rear. That's how the 8th gen Civic was. The ABS
Yeah.
had a fault and then only the rear brakes worked. I spun at like 30 miles an hour on a racetrack because I was like whatever, I went there to like test a transmission change and I pulled it off the trailer and the ABS light was on. And I was like, well, I've driven a car without ABS before. Literally on the outlet, barely touched the brakes. I spun and like stuck it in the dirt. And I was going like 30 miles an hour, like right out of the pits. I look like such a Larry.
Damn. I,
So
I just cannot believe
that's
this.
got
I
to be
was
the
thinking
worst
about
advice
how we're
ever.
like we just talked about big novice. This is like why I don't trust big
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 novice.
instructor. I don't trust big instructor. Like, what are we doing? That's so crazy.
That is crazy. Yeah,
Anybody else see anything?
yeah, we covered the breaking a straight line thing. That's terrible.
Oh, I wanted to
Um,
get Danny. Danny listed more. Fast is fast. Some of these are a little touchy for me. Do not look too far ahead. Maybe, sure. Do not cut distance. Hard disagree.
well, I've never heard anybody say that.
He's saying this is what you should do. The
Oh,
reality is fast is fast. The reality is don't look too far ahead. The reality is don't cut distance. Is that's what this list is, right, Danny?
I don't know. I think
I don't know
Danny's
about that.
spreading propaganda over here in the
Oh, he's
lizard
joking.
brains. Okay, good.
Got it.
All right. Yeah, because base every cone. Like that's obviously not real advice unless they're double stacked, like we discussed on like an episode or two
Right.
ago.
Then you can.
Then you can, yeah. I want to make a course where like cones are actually double stacked. Maybe in the middle of summer, so the cones aren't like extra hard and like damaging cars, but like I want to have like a double stacked cone as part of the thing. Is there rules against that?
I'm gonna make that your thing. I don't know.
Hmm.
Ask forgiveness, not permission, is what I say.
Yeah.
You got to
Oh,
volunteer to design a course first, though.
oh, dang it. Look, can somebody else put a double stacked cone as part of their course design?
You can call one of them D and the other one J.
Is
That's your thing.
is Ken Steele in here? Because I feel like we need a double stacked cone at the Finger Lakes tour this weekend. He's not. Dang it. All right, I'm gonna send him a message. Just if there's a specific cone that looks like it's gonna get smoked over and over again, like let's just double stack it. Just kind of make some like make the possibility of some epicness a little bit more possible.
There you go. I feel like at some point you're risking a ramp. It becomes how sturdy will it be? It just launches the car onto
Oh,
two wheels.
I didn't think about cart mod. Like they just get like the wind knocked out of them,
Larry McLeod's bodywork goes shattering everywhere.
and it's actually just his body. His body went
Oh
shattering
no,
everywhere.
Larry, no, not
All
that
right,
pretty new F mod.
you want to do the next one?
Uh, yes. I'm trying to find another one. Actually, there was a lot of chatter in here.
Okay. Um,
Anyway, the next pinned one is I don't try. I feel like we've done some of these pinned ones and
well,
forgot to
I
delete
was just
them.
gonna
They all
jump.
feel familiar.
Yeah, I was just
Pick
gonna
one.
jump over to Scott. So Scott, Rich writes in. He says, "How do you know when you were reviewing data too much? Is there ever, uh, or is there never too much data review? Is there a
I think there's
scenario?
often too much data review. For me anyway. I think it
Here's when it's too much. Is
Go ahead, go
when
ahead.
you're thinking about what the data looks like to the point where it's distracting you from the task that you're doing while you're actually just driving the car.
Say that again.
Like if you're thinking about data while you're doing the actual driving of the car, you're probably looking at the data too much.
Okay. I don't mind that. I think the only time you should look at data is if you don't have anything you're actively like if you don't know what to work on next. And if you have at least one, you can probably put it down,
Mm,
especially if you're at a racetrack.
I don't agree with that.
If you're at an auto you don't agree with that? I think it's
No,
too hard to make too many changes all at once. So if you have a top 3, that's amazing. But if you have one thing you know to work on, you can close the tablet and you need to go try it.
but sometimes, especially if you're like co-driving, you'll just be like, "Oh crap, I didn't realize that I lost that much time there with like this approach I was taking or whatever." And then that can be incorporated into your like the 2 to 3 things that you change from run to run.
Right? So if that but that gives you the answer of what you're going to work on.
Yes.
See what I mean?
Yeah, that's what that's basically that's what we should be using at least in the autocross sense, which that's what Scott's asking here.
I think in both. I think in both, you use it to find
The 2 to 3 things.
the new task. Yeah,
Yeah.
the assignment basically. And once you can verbalize it, actually this is a really great second layer to this. I think this is pretty critical. To if you can't verbalize it to yourself or to somebody else, then you can probably look more. But if you already know how to verbalize it and you have a game plan of something to try, you can put it down. So
Yeah.
it's maybe not how do you know you're looking at it too much, but you can know when to stop looking at it. How about that?
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, find your task, put it down.
Yep. I learned to do data pretty quickly. I had not used data, sorry, until I got to pro racing. And I was the only car and I was the only driver on my team. So I learned to just pull up the sector timer and like look for my best sectors and see if there was something that stood out for like why maybe this sector on this lap was faster than this sector. And that's like super dangerous within aim because it auto spits out like 30 sectors per track. But that's what I did. I didn't know any better really. And then I started to learn how to use it better and better. But I would look for a task like just I need to go do that corner that different way or something and then 10 15 minutes and you put it away. I think it can be fairly simple.
Yeah. Um, I think if you're trying to find like a trend, like if it seems like I'm making mistakes, but I don't understand why I keep making those mistakes, then maybe you can like dig into the data a little bit more. You like look at uh like more evidence of runs or whatever and try to like identify like maybe some weakness of approach or something that you have. Maybe the data can be a little enlightening to some shortcoming in your uh, in just basically like your driving tool belt that you have. Maybe you can identify, oh, when it's this type of corner, I tend to make this mistake, and then that can like lead to you trying to troubleshoot. Well, why is that? And then that gives you a direction on the task. But a lot of times it's like, oh, I'm braking too late here, and it's messing up my exit. Okay, I'll just brake a little earlier. Okay, task number one, right? And then then you go find the next one.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
Hope that helps.
I hope it helps.
I found one from Liam. This is from back in May. Oops. Any advice on helping new drivers when they feel discouraged? My friend is starting his second year of autocross, did his first event of last season last weekend, and needless to say, he was very rusty and was about to leave the event early. I did what I could to help psych him up and get him to start pushing the car like he was last year. And while it helped a bit, he was still feeling down by the end of the day. What can I do to help him have fun? that's that's adorable.
Why is it adorable?
I just think it's that's I because I think we've all been both of those people, and I think it's really cool that you want to help your friend, and
Yeah.
I've
Well,
been the
hopefully,
person who wants to leave too.
Liam, hopefully this isn't too late since it is 2 months after you asked your question.
Yeah, hopefully your friend didn't quit. You're really good at this. Talk about what you would do because I struggle with this,
I'm like trying to put
and I
myself in
think
his position. I like when my friends are feeling discouraged, and I think, hmm, it's tough. It's like different flavors of discouragement, right? So, like I- and it's like almost like personal to the specific person. I would think. So like some people need to be told like, oh, you're just knocking rust off. Like it'll be better next time. And then they go, yeah, you know what, you're right. And then they come out next time and like it probably will be better because they probably were rusty. But maybe sometimes people need like an answer, like, oh, look, you were doing this, and like that's why it was harder than it needed to be. Or sometimes people
sure.
just sometimes people don't want a solution. They just want to be heard that they're having a bad time, and then you just go, I'm sorry you had a bad time, and like that's fine too. It's very personal, is it not?
I completely agree. That's such a good point. I my first joke thought was go make them spin. Like I don't know, like break the ice somehow, like shake it up. But that's
Yeah, yeah,
obviously
yeah.
still it's silly advice. Um, I don't know, push them in panic, wake them up. I don't.
Slap them around a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it is such a personal thing. Like on one hand, you could try to joke with them and make cheer them up or whatever. But whenever someone does that to me in certain scenarios, I'm like leave me alone. That's not helping. you
Yeah.
know. Um,
So like like Tom, for instance, I'm imagining like you're upset at an event. Um,
yeah.
I'm like trying to think of like what I would do. Why are you upset? Let's create the scenario, and then I'm gonna put myself in that scenario. Why are you
Oh,
upset?
I
I'm
all I
waiting.
can think of is real life scenarios from Grid Life last weekend.
Like, oh, people are running into each other.
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
and it really wasn't that bad. I was actually quite quality relative to IMSA for sure.
Oh yeah,
No, but I'm
especially compared to IMSA. That weekend was a disaster for IMSA.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just mad at something. I'm mad. Oh, I'm mad because they made me take a rerun because some guy saw a cone down while I was on course, and he made me take a rerun because I must have driven the course differently than everyone else.
Okay. Then I'll go like, oh no, Tom, first world problems. I have to take another run on this national course. Oh no.
And my tires are on fire and my engine's overheating.
That's fine. You want me to go find you a sprayer?
You're making me feel smaller than bigger right now. This is terrible
Yeah.
role play.
Yep. This is exactly where I wanted this to go. You know what,
I
Tom?
think
Maybe
what?
you need to stop being such a big baby.
Okay.
Where? My name's
You call me the
Tom. My
ambulance.
my name is Tom, and I have to take another autocross run. Is this helping at all? I
That's
don't.
great.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. So
That would
Liam,
not
Liam, I
that
hope
would not
this.
help when that really happened, but it would it's funny now.
Liam,
I
I hope that helps, Liam. So, yep.
yeah. Man, that's tough. I don't know that we answered it.
No, we did not.
No. I think you just got to kind of match their energy and let them if at least give them the chance to vent. And it also sounds like what are you venting about when you're just not fast enough? Like I guess
I
I
think.
thought I was better at this.
Well, it
I
sounds
was
like.
more comfortable than I am now.
Yeah.
There's
I think in
I
Liam's
can kind of help them
specific
process
case,
that a little bit. Go
in
ahead.
Liam's
Sorry.
specific case, I
Yeah.
think what's at play here is that their friend started last year and they got to a certain amount of proficiency. And then I don't know where Liam lives, but if it's like every other normal off season, then you go 6 months without doing the thing. And then April rolls around and you're like, well, time to pick up where I left off. That's not how it works. And I think if
Yep.
you're new, and it's like your first time coming in off the off season, you don't know that that's how it works. So yeah, you are going to be bad at the thing. And
Good point.
if you didn't expect that, then it might be a little bit of a shock for you. And if you're Liam's friend, you probably have a bad time. So maybe in Liam's situation, you'd be like, hey, if you didn't play a video game for 6 months and then you like jump back into it, like you'd probably be like hitting wrong buttons and like kind of like messing up the controls here and there, right? Like just the way that the brain works, it's going to start overriding some of these pathways that were used to drive the car. So, like, maybe Liam's friend has never experienced like getting rusty at something before.
Yep.
So, if Liam's friend doesn't want to be rusty, hit up some rental go karts during the winter or like some sim racing. And even then, you'll probably still be a little bit rusty, but at least it will like help ward off some of the rust.
Yeah. I think having a friend give it to you straight like that would be massively valuable, and I don't think many people have those words ready to go whenever someone's struggling. So write those down.
Just
Help your friends.
do your best, but
Yeah.
also maybe recognize when they actually don't want help and they just want to bitch, and then you just go like, yeah, it sounds very, very hard. I hear you.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
I
sorry.
hear you.
I hear what
Those
you're
are big
saying.
feelings.
Yes. Okay. uh, all right.
How long have
Uh,
we been going? We still good?
yeah, we could probably do one more depending on how it goes.
I want to see your reaction to this one.
Okay.
Alex would like to learn oh, this is a question for Eric Teal. Never mind. I'm not going to ask that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be able
Never.
to answer that one. Maybe we should just
He
get rid
wanted
of
to.
that one. Sorry, Alex, that we didn't get to that
Yeah.
question when
Sorry.
Eric was here.
DJ, what would you do with a 1990 Nissan GTP display body? Do you even know what that is? You know what that is. That's in iRacing.
Yeah, I would sell it and then use the money to do something that I can actually use. Like, what would I? You think I'm gonna like build a car out of it? Is this what this face is right now, Tom?
I don't know. I'm
No,
curious what you would do with it.
nope. I would sell it. That's what I would do.
I think I'd sell it too,
Yeah.
or make it into a bed.
That would be a that would be I mean, look, if there's tiers of race car beds, that
You
would
know
be a
how all
pretty good
race
race.
cars smell the same?
Yeah.
Like caged race cars, they all smell the same.
Yeah.
Imagine your bed smelling like that.
Oh,
Oh,
actually,
oh wow.
that sounds great, actually. I don't know. I'm
I
kinda
don't
down for
think
this.
so. No, no,
Nah, I'm
no.
into this. Dude, race car naps are the best naps. Like when it's rumbling and you're just kinda like leaning in your Hans device and you're just kinda like chilling in grid, waiting. Oh, you always get in the car last second. Sometimes it's nice to like have like a half doze, like right before you go out. So I don't know. Race car bed doesn't sound too bad.
Not too
Also,
bad.
I happen to like the smell of my helmet when I put it on, even though like I haven't washed it. So
It reminds you of the good times.
it just reminds me of it's like Pavlovian, like I'm about to have a bunch of fun.
That is kind of true. Yeah.
Yeah.
That reminds me of this story. I'm trying to remember the details if I can tell it, but it was from the go-kart track. Speaking of like a rare piece of old racing thing. They were trying to get decorations for the place when they were building it, and they came across this 1/4 scale, like I think it was a Benetton F1 car wind tunnel model from like back when they were designing that car, and it was put in wind tunnels to like test aerodynamics
Okay.
for the reals car. And they found it somewhere for like a couple $100, I think.
Really?
My dad's gonna listen to this and remember. But they hung it from the ceiling upside down. So you walked under it and you could like look up into this like super detailed model of this 90s F1 car. And one day, these customers came in, and one of them, maybe a customer or maybe I don't know, it was a client or business relationship or something, and he starts asking questions about this model hanging from the ceiling. And long story short, it ended up that he helped work on that model, and then it was like stolen. And
What?
somehow later, um, my dad and the other business owner found it and bought it up, and it was just hanging from the roof. And this guy's like, "Where did you get that?" You know.
That's amazing.
You could do that. You could hang it from the roof upside down, your GTP body.
Yeah. Or just sell it. I mean, how much that one that Andy Smedgard was trying to buy that was like at some like repo auction. Do you remember that one? It was in the Discord like a couple months ago.
I don't. Andy Smedegard was trying to buy something like
Yeah,
this?
I sent it to him and said, "Yo, you should get this." And then he was actually putting bids on it. I think it got too expensive and he like bowed out.
No, I
But
missed this.
yeah, yeah, he was trying to get the Nissan GTP that was like it was at like some like repo like seizure like the government seized a bunch of assets and they were like auctioning all the stuff off. It was like something like that. So like
Sure.
some 90s Nissan GTP car got like seized by the government and they were auctioning it off. Um, but I don't know if it had an engine or not. And I think it went for like over 20 grand. So like I would obviously just sell the thing. What would I ever do with that chassis?
I don't know. I some of the stuff, uh, it's fresh in my mind because I just saw my first auctions today, but I can't like the value of certain things I cannot understand. Some of the things are worth so much more than their car parts feel the same. Memorabilia feels the same.
Yeah.
It's
It's
crazy.
it like inflates in value because somebody thinks that it will continue to go up in value and the more people that think that it goes up in value even though it's not like it might not have any value at all.
It really is just a task. Yeah.
Like
It's a nuisance is what it is.
we missed our window to ever own an NSX. Like
Yeah.
there was a short window where like I maybe could have gotten one. Like it would have been a stretch. But that window is just gone. Like in my like mid early 20s, like maybe I could have got one for like 20 or 30 grand. They're all like over 100 now. Even like ratty
Mhm.
ones are. So it's
Yeah.
like and it's just because enough people want them and enough people have the money to like actually get them that it keeps like having the price go up. So we'll never have an NSX, Tom. And you know what? It would never make sense for us to have an NSX because for 100 grand, there's a lot more cooler cars you could have than that.
I have 2 Camaros.
Yeah, you could have a his and her or him and him or dueling. Oh, I'm in a hole right now. You could have couple spouse Camaros. There you go. I got
Actually,
there.
it's actually couple him. Not cup never mind. I don't know. I don't no Miata's worth 10 grand. Sorry.
Yeah,
NA.
right.
Same
So,
topic.
like, look, I got my ND Miata for 12, which I realize is a great deal, but like you could probably find them for like 14,
That's how it should be.
15.
That's how it should be.
But like
They should be like that.
you could find an ND Miata for like mid teens. So why would you ever buy an NB Miata for 10? An ND is
Maniacs.
such a better car than an NB. And I know there's some Miata purists out there that are just like spitting at their windshield right now or something.
You know why?
They got their big
Because they
gulp.
own one that they think is worth 10 grand.
Yeah, yeah. There's some little dork with a big gulp from
Oh
7-Eleven
my God. We're
driving
going
around
there.
in their Miata right now, and I just said that, and now there's like orange soda all over their windshield, and you know what? You deserve it.
That's so funny. We're kind of kidding.
Kind of. I'm not. I'm not kidding at all.
What are you doing this weekend?
This weekend. Oh, Finger Lakes tour. Man, I had to think about it for a moment. I was like, wait, hold on. Whew. This is DJ after a work day as well. Yeah, I'm doing Finger Lakes tour. I'm driving with Tamara, who's joining us in the audience today. I'm driving her B Street Supra, so should be a good
Is it
time.
a manual or an auto?
Manual. So I know I'm gonna like. I've been practicing on the sim rig because I have this habit where from first to second gear I just drag it down the left side of the gate, and it has a BMW transmission, so like the reverse is on the left side of the thing. So I always like
Oh,
anytime I drive a BMW, I always like catch the edge of that gate and then it won't go into gear. So I've actually been practicing on the sim rig of like pulling it down, like not dragging across the left side,
okay.
just so like maybe I have a fighting chance to get this thing into second gear. Because anytime I've driven a BMW, that is like the bane of my existence is just first to second.
Oh, I see. Okay, so it's a BMW trend.
Yes, it's
You'll be
happened before.
fine. You'll be fine. You won't
Yeah,
have to
I'm
you don't have
glad.
to you don't have to rush a shift.
No, I'm not gonna rush a shift. It's not worth it. I'm gonna. Well, it also seems like and following Tamara's advice, it's like if you rush it, it actually goes slower. So like you kind of just it's just there's a rate that it happens, and that's how fast it will shift. And if you can't rush it, and you can't hurry it, it will just shift as fast as it shifts, and then you just drive the rest of the run.
Have you driven a stock one before or just the one you did one lap in?
The one I did
and
one
similar ones to that.
Yeah, the one I did one lap in, had a stock tune, so, like, I'm familiar with, like, the power of it, uh,
Okay.
but I've never, like, had a that one was on coilovers, so I don't know. We'll see. The floppy I'm doing the test and tune the day before, so I'll have, like, time to, like, acclimate to it.
Cool. Well, good luck. I'll be
Yeah,
watching.
thanks. And
I
what
was
about you,
supposed to be
Tom?
there.
Yep,
Huh?
you were supposed to be there, and then you
Yeah.
bailed on Peter Schnorr, and you know what, Tom? He's never gonna forgive you.
I know. I could tell he was mad at me this weekend. It was kinda awkward the whole time.
He definitely wasn't.
I'm kidding. I got a fairly late invite to come race those Janetta again at Watkins Glen for the next Zenith race, which is this weekend. And I floated the idea to the team to try to do both. And I said, here's the circumstances. I would ask them to have me run first, my class run first for the event. I would not start the race, and then I would be back in time to do anything for the rest of the day. And they're like, yeah, maybe not then. It's totally fair. Copy. They also require if you qualify, you have to start the car. So by not being able to start the car schedule wise, I wouldn't be able to qualify the car either. So I get it. And yeah, I'll be 30 minutes up the road at the Glen instead.
Okay.
So
Um,
I might try to come over,
yeah, I was
especially
gonna
if
say,
there's dinner or hangouts happening.
yeah, I think, uh,
You guys should
Andrew.
come watch the race for a little bit if you run in a certain way.
Oh, yeah, we
Come
should.
watch some race cars go by.
Maybe, and I'll wave to you. Only if you wave back. If you don't wave back, this podcast is over, Tom.
I'll try. I'll try. You got to wear something that stands out.
Yeah, I'll just be in lizard brain merch. Like what?
Hell yeah. It
uh
might be hard to find you in the crowds.
oh yes, all the crowds.
Yeah, for the club endurance race. Sam, yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't try. If it's
uh
whether you can like do a thing or not, why wouldn't you ask them?
uh
They say no, whatever.
Andrew Kristinek is going to be making pizzas either Friday night or Saturday night. I think it's Saturday night. They have a pizza oven, and they're going to be making pizzas. I don't know if there's still room for a uh, a a pizza order for Tom O'Gorman, but if there is, you should come out and eat some pizza.
Even still, I'll just come sit there.
Okay, that works too.
Unfortunately, we're staying in Corning, which is like 30 minutes the other way, so it is going to add a lot of driving around. But
Oh,
you guys are worth it. You guys are
okay.
worth it.
Well,
Maybe we'll see it.
okay, well if you come out, then like there'll be some fresh made pizzas trackside waiting
Perfect.
around. So, but okay, well I wish you could have made it, Tom. But I understand. I think if I got offered to drive GT4 anything at Watkins Glen, I think I would have also bailed on Finger Lakes. I'm not
Yeah,
100% certain I would have done that, but like I have a strong feeling that that's how that would have worked out.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was easy when someone else told me no.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Once the team was like, "Yeah, maybe don't do that."
Yeah, it's actually pretty legendary that you even floated it. Like, so guys, I have an autocross event. And they're like, "What? Who are we bringing out to drive this car?"
I love doing shit like that.
Didn't you and Eric Catil one time, like, weren't you were literally racing his EG Civic at
Yeah.
Watkins Glen, and then you threw it on the trailer and brought it to an autocross event, and then like brought it back or something, right?
Yep. I also did my first pro race weekend at Mid Ohio. It was a Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Nope, it was a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and I got crashed out of the race at like 9 a.m. Saturday, and there was a Wilmington tour happening 3 hours south. So I called the national staff and asked if I could still get in if I ran fifth heat, and I made it in time. And they let me get in, and I got to go autocross with my friends after I licked my wounds of my pro racing career going away. Luckily, it didn't go away right then. And then I also did speed ring and an endurance race at Mid Ohio on the same weekend back in
Dang.
2018.
I gotta
I
try to
live for shit like that.
dude, I've never done anything like that, but that like sounds like something I would live for too. Like I gotta try to figure out like a double weekend here. I've done like karting and then like racing, but that's not the same.
Karting's not racing.
Well, no,
Anyway,
it is,
should we
but
end it there? Should we end it there?
fine, we can end it.
I'm
God,
kidding.
I gotta figure out a double weekend. There was a I did do when pit race they would have like the SCCA like road racing and time attack and then like the autocross. I did like a time trial and then autocross, but that's like, at like the same place. I feel like that's not quite the same. That's like kind of cheating, is it not?
Sure. No, it's I think all that kind of stuff's cool.
You know what
You
would have been
Jackie
cool?
Ding's really good at stuff like that. What would have been
Yeah, he
cool?
is. If I did a road race, a time trial, and the autocross, like literally did all the things, and then talked to a group of people to go do the karts later. Oh, come on!
There you go.
I feel like another dimension would have opened up, and the racing gods would have like sucked me into it or something like that. That would have been next level. Damn.
Sam said you could still do it in Charlotte.
Okay.
Well, North Carolina area.
Yeah, I'm in. Dang. Okay.
We plan our lizard brains one lap. It's just all events in
Just
the same place.
everything in Charlotte in one
Yeah.
weekend. Yep, I'm down for that. All right. Well, to everyone that we'll see at Finger Lakes, and then maybe the people that Tom will see at Watkins Glen, come say hi. You ready to take us out, Tom?
Yeah, you stole my thing though. I was gonna wish them all
Oh,
a good luck.
okay.
So I'll
Well,
come up with something else on the spot. Go ahead. I don't know what I'm gonna come up with though, but I kind of want to pretend to be an auctioneer because I listen to one all day, but I'll just say I love your hair and I hope you win.